We've lived in Maple Ridge for 18 years. We've lived in the Towers for 11 years, almost 11 years. And we're finding it very difficult, Extrafoods being closed, because we shop there all the time. All the time we've lived in Maple Ridge, we've always shopped at Extrafoods.
And we don't have transport.
No. And we were very happy to shop there because we enjoyed it, we liked the people. But now we're kind of mad because we have to shop wherever and it's costing us more money. And we're both on pensions. So we would like it to be resolved as soon as possible, whichever way. I must say we're non-union people, so whether that affects our decision or not, I wouldn't like to say. But I guess that's about all I can think of.
You talked about some of the other people in your building.
Well, a lot of us shopped in the building, and we're all in the same boat because very few of us drive. So we have to shop all over the place, pick up stuff wherever we can. And we find it hard work, especially some of these people that can't, work or can't walk very well.
Well, this is it. We're both very fortunate because we're good walkers. And at our age, and I went through some more experiences that I should not have the good legs I do. That's fortunate. But we can walk. So we're prepared to walk to go and get our food.
Where do you get it now? Where do you have to shop now?
Save On. We go to all the local stores that's around. Liquidation store and a little store's just open down the road. We go there. Then sometimes we go over and get our meat at Judy Trunk Road. But it's definitely very inconvenient for most of us in the building.
Really
and I'm speaking for the whole building actually.
Well, you said at first you felt sad, and now there's more anger. People are
Well,
to get
in
more
the
angry.
beginning I felt sorry for the workers, but then it's gone on so long that we just don't have time for them anymore. And I think that's a general feeling too.
We feel a dissociation because I could take you back years when, in Britain, when we were short of food, very, very short of food. This was just before the war began.
Yeah.
And the unions there wouldn't unload the food boats to feed us until they got theirs. And so that's what our opinion of unions is general. And I can say that freely because I served through a full war, complete with whatever goes with that, a couple of wounds, that sort of thing. You forget that. It's live and let live, but these people don't seem to want to live and let live. They want everything their way. And life doesn't work out that way.
So you think the union should make concessions to get back to work
I think they should have common sense.
Yeah.
I've been in arbitration and done all that sort of thing. Sit down and talk about it and resolve it. Everybody has to give a little. But why penalise the old folks in this area to get what they want? I don't understand it. It's not a case of criticism.
Yeah.
Don't understand it. We never did this.
Although it must be difficult for workers working full time and then telling them that they're going to lose all the benefits and then wanting to work part time. Must be difficult for them. It's true. But we're looking at it from our point of view because it's affecting us too badly.
Well, we're certainly aware that 14 months on strike at this point is that's getting almost into record territory in the 110-year history of this union. It's been around in BC for a long, long time, and it's really exceptional to have a strike this long. And every time, it doesn't happen often. Our union does not get in a strike situation all that often, but when we do, we're very, very conscious of the impact it has on the community, especially in a place like Maple Ridge, where you have a setting like this with a lot of seniors centers around here and a lot of senior citizens who rely on this store. So we've been quite conscientious of that. And of course, it's our members who are really carrying the fight on the picket line here, and they're the ones who have the direct, close contact with the customers. This group, which by and large, as I understand it, is largely composed of a lot of seniors in the neighborhood. So it's something that they've made very clear to us they have real sensitivities about, and we try to respond as their union in kind as well, to be aware of those concerns. So locally, yeah, it's really difficult. We've had contact with, we've received letters from the mayor. Everyone would like to see a resolution, but the stakes here are so big. That's why our members are so determined to stick it out on the picket line and to see this through. Now, what exactly is at stake? What's at stake here is we have a group of people who are making what I think in 2010 is a relatively modest wage of between $18 and $20 an hour with a nice benefit package. Loblaws' view of the world is they'd like to take that living wage and roll it back to poverty level wages, where the vast majority of people working in the store would only be able to earn $11.90 an hour with no benefits. That's just not on. That's not something it's not a transition that's necessary. Loblaws is an exceptionally wealthy corporation. They're the largest grocery retailer in Canada. They've got $3.3 billion in the bank. They're doing very well, and this is not a transition that needs to take place. They've managed to do very well at this location for many, many years now, and they've been able to compete successfully with their labor costs, as they like to boil it down to. I mean, we're the union, and we look at these members as the human side of the equation here, as we do all the people in the community who are impacted by this. For Loblaws and the number crunchers who live in Toronto, this is just one part of a larger campaign to eventually try and turn a number of operations like this one, like this relatively small Extrafoods store, and convert them all to a store called No Frills. And it's under this No Frills banner that they would like to roll back wages. So that's something that the union is very, very concerned about, and that's also why what these members are doing here in Maple Ridge is so important, because what happens here, this is sort of the front line of defense against Loblaw's assault on a living wage. And we're very concerned about this happening in the other locations where we represent Extrafoods workers, and as we can tell, after 14 months, we still don't have a resolution. And at this point, there isn't one in sight, so we'll see what happens. At some point, something is going to have to give in this, and we hope that Loblaws comes to their senses and realizes they can do business and still provide these people with the opportunity to earn a living wage.
I think there is a difference between employers. Some employers they know to look out for their employees because you'll get a better product, you'll get a better return, you'll get more customers with happy employees. Whereas some employers don't seem to be worried about that. They seem to be more concerned about prosperity for the minority and poverty for the majority. And so when you cut wages and you take away benefits, then things disappear from availability, and it continues to add into issues such as child poverty. So I think there's bigger issues going on, and I think that maybe you don't necessarily have to have unions, but you do need to have responsible, resourceful employers. Well, currently what is being attempted by the corporation is to cut wages for some people by more than half, and these are people that have children at home that they have to supply for, etc. We aren't looking necessarily to get a raise. We're looking to just maintain what we have. Instead of having a $20 an hour job go down to $9 an hour, and having medical and dental benefits go to zero for benefits, then how is that person supposed to support their family? It becomes really hard to do so. So, matter of fact, you can't. You just can't support your family on $9 an hour.
Yeah, the concept of a living wage, the idea of a living wage, which essentially is defined as enough for somebody to live comfortably on, that's going to allow them to do the sorts of things that are going to allow them and their families to live healthy, productive lives, and not have to rely on social services and not have to rely on the government for assistance. That's something that's taken root in Europe, and it's also had some real success in different jurisdictions in the United States as well. Baltimore comes to mind. And the whole idea is to raise awareness about the idea and value of a living wage as something that's good for communities, because what it does is it creates prosperity throughout. This isn't about taking from the top and giving to the bottom. It's a much more organic process than that. It's really about recognizing the value of community and what it means when a local economy can support itself because the people who live there have the means to do so. And it's something that I think is going to be more and more important in British Columbia.